All right, well, I've got 6 o'clock. I'm going to call the meeting to order.
Recording in progress.
Ken and myself are present in person. Linda and Diane are present on Zoom. Rosemary and Donna also. Scott, Kyle, Shane, and Mike are present. And Jackie, sorry. Beautiful. And BJ is present. So the purpose of this meeting, first off, is to cancel the special meeting that was scheduled for an election.
Are you looking for a motion?
I am.
I would motion that we cancel the special meeting we had signed due to only having one candidate sign the consent form.
Is there a second to Ken's motion?
I'll second it.
Discussion on Ken's motion. Seeing no discussion, we'll hold a vote. All in favor of Ken's motion?
Aye.
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. So it's unanimous. That motion passes. So the second thing we're looking for is a motion to replace the seat that Will vacated.
I motion that we appoint BJ Burt to the open seat.
Is there a second to that motion?
Second it.
Any discussion on that motion? Yes, Kyle?
So we're back to an appointment
Yes.
place, okay. I'd like to throw my name in for appointment.
Okay.
I didn't hear what Kyle said, sorry.
I said that I would like to put my name in for appointment.
Okay,
Well, we have one motion on the floor, so I believe that we have to follow through with that one. And we have a second to that motion. So you raised your hand when we were getting ready to discuss that first motion. Okay, so is there any more discussion on the first motion to appoint BJ?
I would
Mike?
say that we appoint BJ on the simple fact that he was the only one of the 3 candidates to sign a consent form by our assigned time.
Okay,
Showing that he wanted to continue through the whole process. But
but if we have another candidate that's willing and very able,
I can't hear you, Diane, I'm sorry.
oh, I'm sorry, can you hear me
Speak up.
now? Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Okay, but we have another candidate that just came and would be a very viable candidate also.
well, the problem is we've canceled the election, so now we are committed to appoint someone, I believe. So we have to follow through on the first motion.
Okay,
So there's, more discussion. Mike?
Mr. Chairman, as everybody knows, I'm a town resident, and I appreciate the opportunity to speak. I just was curious if there was a deadline on this particular election.
There was.
Okay, so if the deadline is beyond, and the individual who just said they wanted to throw their name in has already withdrawn, I would think that you would go with the vote. It's already on the floor.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Jackie? I'll go, Scott, you're a resident of the village, correct? All right, so I'll let you go first before Jackie.
Yeah, so I'm thoroughly confused. And for full discretion, what just happened?
I don't really understand either. I thought the deadline had passed,
The
so
deadline has passed. And if Kyle wanted to be part of the running, she should have put her name in. But we would have gone with the original plan and have a vote. This seems odd in a big way.
thank you. Jackie,
Geez, I lost my train of thought. It seems to me that there are two different issues here. One was, you just canceled an election, but now you've kind of come full circle to an appointment process. And so now you have two candidates willing to be appointed, so I guess we have to, I don't know what you do.
we have a motion on the floor and we act on that motion, I believe.
So I'd like to read something really quick. This is from Will Sinnen, Director of Elections and Campaign Finance in the state of Vermont. Rosemary questioned them and told them our situation. He said if the board chooses to not hold an election, they should meet and make an official decision. But there's nothing that says they must hold it having signed the warning. As a practical matter, they would want to agree that they are going to make an appointment of the one who filed the consent form, or else they might find themselves back in the same position. I believe that's just what we just did, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Ken. So is there any more discussion on Ken's motion? All right, so we'll vote on Ken's nomination of BJ. All those in favor of BJ being the new trustee?
Aye.
Aye.
I,
And the chair votes aye. So congratulations, BJ. You're back on the board. Thank you, Kyle, for your interest. So the next order of business is to go into 2 executive sessions.
Is it?
Our attorney has told us that they can be held consecutively, but we need to make the motions separately to go into them. So do you want to do the first one, Ken?
I move that we go into executive session to find that premature general public knowledge of potential contract would clearly place the public body or person involved in substantial disadvantage. Further moves that we enter executive session to consider a contract confidentiality attorney communications and to invite town's attorney Brian Monahan, Kristen Seamus, Rosemary, and the trustees into this. This motion is pursuant to 1 VSA section 313A1.
Is there a second to Ken's motion?
second,
Is there any discussion on Ken's motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
I,
Aye.
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. So that's your,
I need to give you a
Oh, yeah.
Pardon?
I swear BJ is.
BJ,
oh, BJ, sorry.
how could you forget?
Sorry, I'm having a hard time hearing you guys. I apologize.
How do you vote, BJ?
On what was it again?
Yeah.
Sworn in, doesn't he?
Swear him in.
Oh. we have to-
BJ, Rosemary has to swear you in before we vote for this executive.
Gotcha.
Can you turn on your camera? No, he's sitting still.
BJ, do you swearly, to faithfully execute the office of village trustee therein to the best of your judgment and ability according to law, so help you God, or under pains and penalty of perjury?
I do.
Welcome aboard.
Congratulations, BJ.
Thank you, guys.
All right, so you
Recording
want to do that
stopped.
motion again, Ken?
I say it's still on the floor, isn't it? What you say, Donna?
Recording in progress.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter if you made the motion before BJ was sworn in, it's just.
Oh, okay. So how do you vote on that motion, BJ?
I apologize. I did not hear that motion.
The motion has already got a four to nothing vote, but you get to vote too.
Yeah.
Executive session for potential contract negotiation.
Yeah, I'm good for it.
Okay, now we need a second motion for the second half of the executive meeting.
Well, that one sort of had, the motion he made sort of had two parts, like first it was finding a premature general knowledge, it was about the contract, and then
He said
the
it.
part about client attorney communications with Brian Monahan, so is there another?
Yes, because we need to do this twice because it's actually going to be two. We're discussing two different things, but we can do them in consecutive executive sessions.
Without having to come in and out.
So the attorney-client communications thing with Brian Monahan, that's about the contract?
Yes.
Yes.
That was the first, they're together, what I said.
Okay.
I might have not read it properly, I guess, the way it was written.
All right, so now we want to do the second one, Ken.
So I'd motion that we go into executive session. And find that it would be premature general public knowledge of the pending probable civil litigation would clearly place the body of a person involved at a substantial disadvantage. With this, move into enter executive session to consider pending probable civil legislation or litigation in confidential attorney-client communications and invite town's attorney Brian Monahan, assistant Kristen Chamus, and Rosemary in the board into this executive session. That is pursuant to 1 VSA section 313A1.
Is there a second to Ken's motion?
Second,
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 I left my phone in my,
Rosemary, can we give us to Donna so she could just maybe get it?
I left my phone in my truck. We need to call Kristen now. Can
Recording
Mhm.
stopped.
you have her on your,
It's probably, if it's on the email, I will.
I'll run down and get my phone.
Email what time you got done, or if take action after you come out, or what?
Yeah, we're going to be taking action tonight.
You wanted to just go in there?
Sure, that's fine. Thank you, Donna. I guess we could call, do you have Brian's?
I don't think I have any of them on there unless it's on the email that they sent.
So the board has come out of executive session and we're going to vote on a contract with a company called Municipal Resources in New Hampshire. And the purpose of hiring them is to assist us in recruiting a new manager for the village. So I need a motion.
So, Chair, I motion that we hire Municipal Resources, Inc., MRI, to hire us a manager at the rate of $95 an hour. With ad approvals of up to 500, ad use up to $500. Anything more than that, they need to come to the board to check on.
That's it. Is there a second to Ken's motion?
Second.
BJ seconds it. Any more discussion on the motion? We'll vote on the motion. All those in favor, say aye.
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 And the chair is aye, so it's unanimous. That concludes this meeting.
A motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The chair votes aye. Meeting's adjourned.
Have a good one,
Thank you,
guys.
everybody.
Right.
Congratulations, BJ.
Thank you.
Ag, you're it, BJ.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Okay, see you
right.
next time.
Guys, in a couple-
Rosemary, do you want to forward BJ some of the recent emails so he can get caught up on this?